Welcome to Happily Holistic. I'm Amy Lee Mercury, and I'm a medical intuitive with 20 years of experience. I've written 15 books on health and wellness. If you've had a medical intuitive session with me, you know that the thoughts and emotions within you, what has been passed down from your ancestors, and everything that surrounds you can impact your well-being. In this podcast, we touch on my favorite ways for you to improve your health and feel more joy. We dive deeply into everything health and wellness with a big dash of spirituality and a sprinkle of business. We spotlight the uplifting and the positive and share the secret ways top wellness authors and celebrities get inspired, stay healthy, and enjoy this beautiful life. I can't wait to get happily holistic with you today. Hello, and welcome to Happily Holistic. I am so excited to welcome you all here today to listen to this episode about the healing home and all of the ways that we can bring wellness, holistic health, and ease into our lives by optimizing our home. I have a new book out. It's called The Healing Home, Your Room by Room Guide to Positive Vibes. It's out with Union Square & Co. It used to be called Sterling. And I'm just really excited to share it with you. It was such a labor of love. It was an interesting story with this book. It began in the form of a proposal, like many books do. And we were about to get a deal for it when the pandemic happened. So it's kind of interesting that I was already writing this book about the home, and then everybody had to stay home for all these months. So we ended up, getting our deal. It took a little bit longer, obviously, quite a bit longer, because things got a little crazy. And here we are, and Union Square has produced a absolutely gorgeous hardcover book. It's what we call 4-color, which means it's all in color. The design is so pretty. We're going to throw some images up of it on the screen if you're watching on the YouTube channel. If you're listening to the podcast, you can go to Amazon, everywhere books are sold, my website, amyleemercury.com, my social at amyleemercury to see the cover and the inside of the book. And it's just so pretty. So I'm really excited for you to check it out if that excites you. So it's a room by room guide, which means it brings you through each room. So let's say you're wanting to make over a certain room. You can just start with that. This book brings together 3 main schools of thought, although it's a bunch of other stuff. So first of all, it talks about my medicine training. So a lot of you know I've been a medical intuitive for 20 years. And I started my training 25 plus years ago with my late medicine teacher. And she initiated me into a shamanic tradition that was passed down from her teacher's teacher, who was an American Indian from the Southwest. So some of this is shamanic in nature. Some of it's from that tradition. A lot of it is from other shamanic traditions. I've been teaching shamanism now for 20 years as well. If you've ever wanted to learn, my Meet Your Guides class is a great way to start. That's where we do beginning shamanism and automatic writing, where you learn to channel messages from spirit on paper. I also have a channeling class, so you can check that out if you've been wanting to channel and talk to guides, because that's what I do. I talk to spirit guides. So we have this whole shamanic component in the Healing Home Your Room by Room Guide to Positive Vibes book. We have a component based upon the philosophies of Taoism, which is mostly Feng Shui. And we also have some elements of traditional Chinese medicine mixed in. And we talk a lot about the Taoist 5 elements, which we will go into a little bit later. We also talk about the Vedic tradition. And you've heard of chakras, that's Vedic. You've heard of Ayurveda, that's Vedic. And so is something called Vastu. Vastu is kind of like the Feng Shui of Vedism, because we've all heard of Feng Shui. It's all about the home and how to create a sanctuary. So it's very interesting to see the things that are similar in Taoism, in cross-cultural shamanism, and Vastu and Vedism, and are different. And so I combined all of these into a really fun book. And this book is meant to be super fun. It's colorful. The art is so pretty. It's meant to enliven your life. As you know, if you've read my other books or you followed my work, one of the big things that I'm a proponent of is the fact that joy is the highest vibration in the known universe. And so my effort is that we will bring joy through the use of this book, and you can make over your space, and you can create the life you desire. Because when we do harness the chi or the energy of our home, then we change what happens in our external life and in our internal health. That's something I've seen for 20 years as a medical intuitive. Over all of these years, I talk to people's spirit guides, and there have been a lot of times where one of the things that's recommended by these spirit guides for people to get better on a health level is to change things in their home. So one of the things we do talk about in the book, at the end of every chapter about every room, we have something called the holistic health check. And we talk about the things that might be in that room that are toxic or potentially bad for your health. You've heard probably about VOCs, volatile organic compounds. Those are fragrance. Those are endocrine disrupting chemicals in, furniture solvent, paint, things like that. We talk about those and the ways to keep ourselves safe in a way that's reasonable. I mean, obviously, most of us don't have the opportunity to completely strip down our homes and take the paint off the walls if they're not healthy or whatever. And so we talk about, okay, for example, the paint has released most of its VOCs after 6 to 12 months. Or if you put in new flooring, I had that in my home here, you'll discover 6 to 12 months it's released the VOCs. After 6, with this particular flooring, it's a really pretty, it's one of those laminate kind of floors. It's like that light gray color. It's very trendy. A lot of us probably have been putting that in our houses. That flooring, after 6 months, I still felt like it was a VOC issue. After 10 to 12, I feel it's dissipated. And I used strategies like I had a couple air cleaners I brought in, tons of ventilation, opening the windows as much as possible, sunlight and fresh air ionize and help bring those VOCs out quicker. So just having the shades up and just, ventilating the heck out of it for as long as possible, which we talk about in the book anyways. It's great to open the windows. It's great to let the sun in. We want fresh energy coming into the house anyway. So it's a twofer. So anyways, we talk about so many things, and I'm so excited to introduce the book to you. If you want to go deeper, many of you know I, of course, offer my medical intuitive sessions that are one-on-one. I also offer holistic home sessions, healing home sessions. So if you want to focus on your home and maybe bring that together with some health issues or some things you want to manifest and go a little bit deeper with that, we have that option as well. And I also offer small group mediumship readings where we talk to your deceased loved ones who are on the other side. And sometimes even they have things to talk about in regards to the home. So the home is really integral. We spend most of our time here. We sleep here, we eat here, we unwind here, we relax here. A lot of us work here now, and it's really important that we optimize it. So that's what the book is all about. So I wanted to kind of take you through some things you could do for the main bedroom. So that would be the bedroom that you sleep in, unless if you live with roommates, then you might, if you're all adults, then you might treat each of your rooms as the main bedroom. It's from a feng shui perspective and a healing home perspective, a vastu perspective, and a shamanic perspective. Children's rooms would be treated differently. And if you are a dependent, or something like that, for example, if you're in college and you're still living in your parents' house, then you could kind of combine both depending upon your intentions. So we're going to go through the bedroom because as a medical intuitive, besides health, top things I get asked about are romance and love, which is why I wrote my first book, The Spiritual Girl's Guide to Dating. And then, wealth and prosperity and career. So those things are super duper addressed, as well as health, in the book, because that's what everybody wants to know about. So I'm going to kind of take you through the chapter on the main bedroom. I'm not going to tell you everything in the book, so I'm not going to read it to you because it's kind of long, obviously, but I'm going to take you through all the bullet points. So you could use this podcast, go in your bedroom, or use a notebook and make some notes and start making a plan to think about what you would do to make it over. So to start in the main bedroom, we're going to talk about aromatherapy. So we have a really nice, dreamy bedroom spritz that you can use to bring romance and beautiful dreams and also rest into the space. Because the whole point with the bedroom is we want it to be a place of love and passion and romance, and a place of deep sleep and rest. I know this is contrary to what a lot of people think and feel, but there's really no place for screens in the bedroom. Screens are contrary to rest, and they're also contrary to romance. If you're watching TV or you're staring at your phone or your iPad, then you're not paying attention to yourself or your partner from a romantic perspective, and you're not detoxing your body from the blue light that impairs your melatonin production. From a circadian rhythm standpoint, this is something I talk about with people as medical intuitive, because we have a lot of people who come in and they're not sleeping. It's because we are meant to get morning sunshine one way or another. So I say even 15 minutes direct sunlight in the eyelids, on the face, on the arms if you can, or on the skin in whatever capacity, depending upon the weather. And then really, if we were prescribing to what's best for our bodies, by sundown we'd be done eating, and we would be done with light, and we would be getting in bed. So one of the things we can do instead is wear red light blocking glasses. So that's why there's no place for screens in the bedroom, sorry to tell you. But to go back to that, so we have our dreamy bedroom spritz, which is really easy to make. You can use a spray bottle of your choice. I recommend with the essential oils that we're going to use that you use organic essential oils. Take a sip of my water. Therapeutic grade essential oils. And you can therefore use this as a perfume or a linen spray, up to you, or just a general air freshener. So you can put, depending upon the size of your bottle, let's say it's a 4 to 8 ounce bottle, you fill it with almost full with the spring water. Then you add 10 drops of Lang Lang essential oil, which is very evocative of romance, and it is a sedative actually, so it helps you sleep. And 10 drops of jasmine essential oil. So jasmine essential oil is an aphrodisiac, and from a traditional Chinese medicine standpoint, jasmine essential oil activates our kidney channel yang. So that is our libido, among other things. So, excuse me, with this jasmine part, if you wanted to spritz this spritz on your back over your kidney area, or apply jasmine essential oil in a carrier there, you would be giving this yang to the kidneys and increasing libido. And that's why people wear jasmine as an intoxicating perfume, because libido is basically governed by a lot of things, but physiologically by testosterone in both men and women, in all people. It's part of it. So testosterone activates that kidney yang, which helps us manufacture that. And it smells awesome. Jasmine, sorry, activates that. Okay, and then the last ingredient is 10 drops of rose. You can use rose otto essential oil or rose absolute essential oil. The difference between those is basically in how they are made. Usually rose otto, I think, is a little bit less costly, but rose essential oil a little bit goes a long way, which is great because it's just like jasmine. They're both that way. They're not inexpensive oils. The Lang Lang is a lower cost oil, so you can go for it with the Lang Lang. But if you're being economical, you don't have to use a lot. You could even do 5 of the jasmine, 5 of the rose if you wanted. So with rose essential oil, we have a lot of health benefits, including opening the heart, on an emotional level, which is helpful for our physical health, and our romance factor. And it's a relaxing oil. When we apply rose essential oil to the center of the chest, we get it on the pericardium meridian, which it has a lot to do with our emotional regulation, but it also has to do with a lot of our health concerns. So it's a nice one to spritz your body and your sheets with. So that is your spritz for the bedroom. So every chapter of the Healing Home for every book has an aromatherapy section. Then we have some healing power mantras. So I'm going to say these for you. They're kind of like affirmative statements, and you can use these while you're enacting any of your remedies for the bedroom. So when you're spritzing or you're doing these other things we're going to talk about. Here's the first one. My romantic relationship is beautiful, caring, passionate, romantic, and enhances my life and my partner's life. I sleep deeply and experience complete rejuvenation and robust health from my time resting and sleeping in bed. My bedroom brings me exactly what I need for my very highest good.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey there, it's Amy Lee Mercree. People have been asking what to expect when you book a medical intuitive session with me. Whether you have had a medical intuitive session before or are completely new to the idea, working with a medical intuitive may be right for you if you are looking to uncover the root cause of one or more mild to moderate health concerns. Working with me is not designed to take the place of seeing an integrative doctor or your chosen health practitioner. The way a session begins is you get to share your questions and concerns. After that, I say an opening invocation, which is adapted from something shared with me by my late medicine teacher about 25 years ago. It invites your highest vibrational spirit guides to participate in the session. These may be ancestors, angelic guides, or other benevolent non-physical beings. After the invocation, I let you know which guides want to talk with you and what they have to say. We address your questions and concerns and find resolutions and answers. If there are health issues, we find the root causes of the issues. To learn more about my medical intuitive work, check out the Work With Me page on amyleemercree.com.
So those are your healing power mantras for the bedroom. We talk about romance and we talk about sleep. And then the next section, we talk about house plants for your bedroom. And that's a delightful way to bring chi and energy into the bedroom. They're living things, so they bring living chi into the sleep area and they clean the air. So why not? If you choose to use artificial plants, because house plants aren't quite your jam, they need to be clean and in good shape. They can't be tattered and dusty. So you could try Arabian jasmine in the main bedroom, and it is fragrant and amazing. I think Arabian jasmine typically does need some sun, so you might keep it on a windowsill. And you can always take your plants outside if you have a patio and give them, some daytime exposure as well. Any flowers are always good in the bedroom as long as you're not allergic to them. So roses are like love embodied, so you can always add those. You can choose, whatever color roses entice you. Pink is a romantic color, and it brings joy and a light, seductive energy to the bedroom. Red will light the match for a pop of fiery passion and also does symbolize enduring love. White roses bring serenity and restful purity. So if you desire to sleep, then you might go in the white direction. Lavender roses are synonymous with loving dreams and serenity, and they also support clairvoyance. So if you'd like to bring some intuition into the bedroom, you can do that. Pale pink roses are calm, nurturing energy, and they bring safety and security into the bedroom for sleep time and for the relationship with partners. Bright yellow is all about the communication and then connection and camaraderie. Pastel yellow is soothing and fosters balanced confidence. So whatever you need to have happen in your bedroom, you can kind of make those choices around the roses or even the other flowers you might display. We also talk about crystals you could use in the bedroom. And so rose quartz is just, essence of love. Larimar is a really soothing stone synonymous with the ocean and the yin energy of sleep. So we have yin and yang from a Taoist perspective. In traditional Chinese medicine, yin energy is sleep and it is highly nourishing. Pink tourmaline is great in the bedroom. It's a sparkling romantic vibe and it's also abundant. Moonstone is another yin stone that obviously brings this moon energy and the divine feminine into the bedroom. So all of those are, really healthy, really holistically helpful in the bedroom. One of the things we'll talk about in a few minutes when we get into the Taoist and Feng Shui side of things is in the bedroom, it can be good to put things in pairs because that's synonymous with partnership if you desire that. Now, from the perspective of our book, we're talking about this room by room essence, but we also in Feng Shui have something called the Bagua, and that's based upon the Taoist 5 elements. And there are 9 sections in the Bagua, which of course the Bagua, of course number 9 is like the lucky number in Feng Shui. So in the back right corner of each floor of your home, if you were walking in the front door or, above the front door, that back right corner is the love and romance and relationship area. So that's another place where you could apply some of these things in pairs and these cures that we're going to talk about for the main bedroom. They're remedies, but in Feng Shui, they're called cures. So in our book, because we're not just talking about Feng Shui, we call them remedies. But you can apply those principles to that area to add that energy in the Bagua as well. So all of these things apply, although you'd probably do most of them in the bedroom, but maybe you'd throw 2 pieces of rose quartz or whatever pink tourmaline in that area of the Bagua. So after all of that, then we talk about spirit helpers in the book. We talk about the Hindu deities Sati and Shiva, whose lovemaking was legendary and kind of related to what we would call tantric sex. So there's a whole way to invoke them for the bedroom. There's a meditation to invoke that energy. Then we work with the spirits of place. So the spirits who govern the land over which your bedroom is built. So we use an invocation to really bring that into high vibrational balance. Then we talk to animal helpers who are great for the intimate space of the bedroom. And we talk with the loving protective spirit of a whale and a panther. So we bring those energies into the bedroom, and it's an imaginative way to kind of delight your senses and also feel that you have these non-physical helpers assisting you. Then we have a ritual. So in every room, we have a special ritual. It is often shamanically inspired. For the bedroom, it's a rose love ritual, because why not? So we talk about, setting an intention for the ritual, and you might say, oh, I want to infuse this bedroom with unconditional love and self-acceptance. You might be interested in amplifying the romance in your relationship. You might desire more cuddling in the bedroom or more adventurous intimacy. You might be desiring a partner or not. You will create an intention using affirmative statements. So here's an example for this rose love ritual, which you could do. This room is infused with romantic love and passion, and each night restful sleep comes easily to all who sleep here. So then you decide on the color of rose, or multiple colors if you want. We kind of talked about some of the options for that. Next, and we have a nice chart in the book that you can see all the colors of roses and what they mean in this context. Then you find a beautiful way to display the roses that also conveys the intention you choose. An example for that statement we made would be combine pink, red, and lavender roses in a smooth, centrally shaped bowl, maybe even a heart shape, with the roses trimmed short to float in clear, fresh spring water. As you prepare the roses and place them in your chosen vessel, state aloud the intention you created. Repeat it and feel its effects as if the intention has already happened, and allow yourself to daydream in detail about what that would be like. And then you're bringing that energy and that intention into being through the ritual of creating this beautiful flower arrangement, which you'll then keep in your room. It's important that we don't keep plants that are past their prime or dead in the home, because we want, like, fresh, exciting chi. So at that point, when the roses are done, or the ritual's done, or if it's not a house plant, if it's cut flowers, then you could place those out on the earth and give them back to the earth, thanking the roses, thanking the spirits that helped, and letting that intention live on and continue to have that energy infused in the bedroom. If a houseplant dies, same thing, you can maybe rehab it outdoors, but if that doesn't work, then you could do that same thing, which is place it somewhere on the earth, in the earth. I actually had a really pretty peace lily years ago that I took outside and put it out, and it like reinvigorated, and it grows now on the edge of the lawn. So you never know what will happen with that. And flowers might drop some seeds inadvertently, even if they're not at that point yet. You might get some wildflowers out of the deal. Okay, so for our Feng Shui section in each chapter, there will be a list of 9 Feng Shui cures. So things that you can do for the bedroom from a Feng Shui perspective. And we talk a lot in the book too about the 5 elements of Taoism and what that means. Then we go into the Vastu section for the bedroom, which, Vastu's central idea is to create a sanctuary in the home, and that the entire home is a sanctuary, including the yard and everything. And they used to use the science of Vastu to plan the layout of temples in Vedic, in the Vedic philosophy and in Vedic temples. So we use the Vastu set of things to kind of create a spiritual sanctuary. So for Vastu, there are 4 bedroom cures for the main bedroom. And then we go into chakra healing for the bedroom. So that continues to be under the Vedic tradition. And we talk about the sacral chakra and the heart chakra for the bedroom. And we talk about more crystals, more plants, more rituals, just more you can do. Then we have our holistic health check for the bedroom. And we talk about doing a quick sweep of the main bedroom and checking for VOC producing items like candles that are not made from beeswax. Pure soy wax candles do not release VOCs, but they do contribute to deforestation in many cases and are often grown with pesticides. So beeswax is the most environmentally friendly choice and is a bit healthier. Most traditional candles are made from paraffin, which is a petroleum byproduct. Paraffin wax releases VOCs into the air when burned, so they should be avoided if at all possible. Now, is it the end of the world if you go to somebody's house and they're burning those candles? No. Most likely your liver's got a ready supply of glutathione, it makes NAC, it does all of the things to detoxify. If it doesn't, then that will place strain. Now, if that was in your home on a daily basis, would it place strain on your body? Yes, it would. So that's something to consider. In our aromatherapy section, I also talk about essential oils you can diffuse. You can also use those beeswax candles, and great to make sure they're really sustainably sourced. If you wanted to use soy wax, if it was organically produced, then you would cut down on the pesticide side of things. And you can add essential oils to a candle. Do you want to put it on the flame? No. You want to put it to the side on the wax where it will be heated. Something to consider, some essential oils aren't good for dogs and cats. Many are not good for cats. I know frankincense is good. It's fine for cats. Helichrysum is fine for cats, I believe. I think lavender and rose, but we have to look that up. For example, mint, peppermint is very bad for cats. We have to be careful. The cat's livers do not have the same liver enzymes that we do, and so they can't break down the essential oils. Are fragrances bad for cats and dogs? Yes, they're probably worse than essential oils, and they're bad for us. Artificial fragrance is an endocrine disruptor. Artificial fragrance causes allergies, asthma. Why do we have all this? Because we've got cleaning products with all kinds of, volatile organic compounds, and we've got fragrance in everything. Trash bags with fragrance, endocrine disrupting. The list goes on. Dogs are better with essential oils. There are essential oils that are toxic to dogs. So make sure you look that up and you just are aware of that for your pets. And as far as hamsters and things like that, I would have to research that, but that would be something you would want to consider as well. And, when you're looking something like that up, you want to look for a holistic vet. So a vet that already is open to essential oils, not, a traditional vet who would say all oils are bad. Because they're not, but for cats, a lot of them are. For dogs, some of them are. I believe for dogs, I remember correctly, lemon was okay. I feel like I made a carpet sprinkled deodorizing natural cleaning product for a demonstration on a TV show, a news show. And I had been on it before, and I knew one of the hosts had a dog, and I usually, would let the anchors take home the thing we made if they want. And so I think we put lemon in because it was okay for dogs, but I don't have that here, so I'd like you to check for your pets. Okay, so along with the bedroom, we go through every room of the house. We go over all of the things that you can do as far as those VOCs. We also talk about EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, and the reasons that they are not good for us. Now I'm sitting here in front of my laptop, and my phone is nearby. I'm going to look at it later. We do have these devices in our field. EMFs, even cell phones, the FCC, when cell phones came out and it was time to approve or disapprove the cell phones, what the FCC stated was a cell phone is safe if it in a laptop is safe if it is 1 foot or more away from you. Do we do that? No. We've got our cell phone, right in our face. So the less we are exposed, obviously, the better. I talk about this in the Healing Home. It's a great primer. If you'd like a full overhaul for your life, for your home, a book that I have that I really like is called The Non-Tinfoil Guide to EMFs by Nick Pineau. I interviewed him for the podcast, so you can listen to our interview as well here on Happily Holistic and hear some of the things Nick talks about. One of the things I really like about his book is he goes through all of the kind of categories of EMFs, dirty electricity you might have heard of, the electromagnetic frequencies and the types of radiation that they emit, which I do talk about that in the Healing Home as well. And in Nick's book, what I love is he has for each type, because it's only about this, we have a lot going on in the Healing Home. He goes with free, low cost, and sort of medium to high cost. There's a lot of low cost and free options to decrease our EMFs. Thing one is just getting our devices out of our faces, by the way. But it's also, using a wired headset instead of AirPods, which are Bluetooth, which are emitting EMFs even more. This is wired. I mean, there's electricity coming into this. Absolutely. These wired earbuds that I'm using. But the Bluetooth is emitting and receiving a Wi-Fi signal right next to your brain. So that's a reason to use wired earbuds, for example. So some of this is in the Healing Home. A lot of it's in Nick Pineau's book. All right. So thank you for being here on Happily Holistic. I am so glad you listened. Please listen to some of the other Healing Home episodes. I'm going to talk about different rooms in the house. This was our episode on the main bedroom and all the things you can do to optimize it. And you can find the full information, of course, in the Healing Home book, the Healing Home, your room by room guide to positive vibes. And if you'd like a custom session, you can book one for a Healing Home session on my site, amyleemercury.com. Please tag me if you get the book. Take a picture, tell me how you like it, tag me on social, and I will repost you, especially Instagram. That's where I am the most. And I am so happy you listened to Happily Holistic. Please comment. Also, please ask me questions on Instagram and in any of the comment sections, because I want to answer your questions about the home. Wishing you a joyful day. Thank you so much for listening to Happily Holistic. I'm so glad you were here today. If you'd like to find my new book, The Healing Home, a room by room guide to positive vibes, you can find it everywhere books are sold, on IndieBound, Barnes & Noble, and Amazon.com, and on my website, amyleemercury.com. If you've ever wanted to tap into your intuition and learn how to talk to your spirit guides, as well as deepen your understanding of the entire unseen world, join my membership, Intuitive You, short for Intuitive University, where you receive an entire year or monthly, every single month, 2 live channelings, including a question and answer with me. I will be doing channelings, many guides, many guards, many goddesses. Plus you get my healing tools, recipes, meditations, affirmations, and much more. If you would like to go deeper in a Healing Home session with me one-on-one, you can find that at amyleemercury.com under sessions. And if you'd like one of my signature medical intuitive sessions, find me on amyleemercury.com under sessions. Also, come visit me on Instagram at amyleemercury and see what I'm up to. I hope you have a beautiful day and enjoy all of the wonder that this world offers. Thank you for listening to Happily Holistic.